here it is. The most important decision of my life. A choice so important that it feels like it's taken me 4 months to make it. Whoops. Nevertheless, it's my choice to make. Having been forced to experience the brunt of this lockdown for nearly a week now, that is truly what's most evident. Battles with angels and demons, mysterious cults, government forces, and just so many people reacting in vastly different ways to this insane set of circumstances. Kaido's obsession with strength, Amane's belief in doing the right thing, Jin and Atsuro's drive to fix this whole mess, Yuzu's understandable want to escape these things no teenager should have to deal with, and of course Naoya's hidden machinations. And here I sit at the center of it all. Just a kid who somehow got given the title of Belle, who's inexplicably in the running to control the entirety of demonkind. And because of that power, I have to be the one to choose. I have to decide which of these people I most agree with. Which path would be the best for myself, for my friends, for all of humanity. Well, no use beating around the bush any longer. I've got to make a choice at some point, so I think I'll go with... Jin logically makes the most sense, doesn't he? Just return the world to the way it used to be. What sort of idiot wouldn't go with that plan? A straightforward solution. Remove the demons, remove the way to summon the demons, and we'll be back to the way we used to be before. Good old normality. That being said, the path to returning everything to normal won't be an easy one. We will need to both find a way to stop the demons from being summoned, which will probably involve defeating the remaining bells, as well as find a way to remove all the demons that have already been summoned from Tokyo. To make matters worse, the angel Remiel, residing inside Amane, along with the SDF forces, are threatening to unleash their final option should demons still reside within the lockdown by 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. That being said, we do have a plan to deal with the demons that are summoned here. Specifically, it's Haru's song, which was used by Naoya in the creation of the comps. If we had that song, we could use it to basically unsummon every demon residing inside the lockdown. Then, and only then, with all the demons gone and the ability to summon demons removed, would life finally return to what it should be, normality. We have all the pieces we need, but not a lot of time to do it. It's gonna be tough, but we have to do it all if we have any hope of survival. And so, after meeting up with Jin and a couple other surprising individuals who wanted to help out with our plan, we all settled down in order to be fully rested for the day ahead. Alright, we know what we need to do. For now, Haru is currently working on finishing the song we'll need, so all we can really do on that end is believe in her and hope she finishes the song on time for us to use. I'm not too worried though, Haru can get this done. Still, it couldn't hurt to just check up on her and see where exactly she's at, so,
Huh? You're that demon from before.
Oh my god, yes!
He said yes, Frosty! Good for you!
We're bringing a demon along on our mission to get rid of demons? Now I'm really confused. Oh well. We'll be counting on you, Frosty.
Well, now with our newest, bestest party member on our side, we headed off to meet with Haru. However, while she wasn't hard to find, in finding her, we also came across some less than favorable news.
Yo, Haru, how's it going?
Oh, you're here already? Isn't it early for a night owl like yourself?
Funny what a demon invasion will do for your sleep pattern. How's the song going?
Don't worry, I've been working on it. I need a few more hours. Don't rush me.
Sorry about that. You know best.
Yep, just leave it to me.
All right, now we know for sure where Haru is. Next up is Amane.
I finally found you.
Huh? Izuna?
Listen to me. We're in some trouble.
Huh?
The deadline's been cut short. They plan to use the final option at 1300 today. Comps are so widespread now that all our blockades are under attack. Our team's trying to negotiate for more time, but we have an uphill fight on our hands.
No way! That means we only have 4 hours left.
I know. I'm going to try everything I can. I wish you good luck with your mission.
No, this is awful. How are we supposed to do this in just 4 hours?
Well, I'll just have to pick up the pace, huh?
We'll be counting on you.
Got it. There's no time to sit around and sulk, is there? I'll keep it up on my end so you guys do your best too.
That Haru. She seems like a different girl than she was yesterday.
She's right, though. We can't waste any time. Let's hurry and go see Amane.
Well, we can't dwell on things that are outside our control. Fortunately, it wasn't long before we were able to find Amane, or should I say, Remiel. The angel seemed to be on board with our plan, and agreed to help in leading us to the server. But before we could do that, she told us that first we would have to defeat all the bells, which was already our goal, but one of the main reasons for that was because the server was currently residing with a bell, namely the main bell, Belberith, who would apparently use the server to give physical form to an entity known as Babel. Basically, Babel is the origin of power for all bells, and in order to become the King of Bell, you need to obtain that power. However, it doesn't really have a physical form, but by using the server, Belberith has sort of been able to give it a physical form. Still, that being said, it seems like Belberith hasn't fully managed to manifest it in reality, because Babel itself will only appear before the true King of Bell. So apparently Belberith just doesn't have enough power yet to call forth Babel, which is good news for us. So our goal is simple, in theory at least. We need to defeat the remaining bells, which should give me enough power to summon Babel, then use the server to banish all the demons in Tokyo using Haru's song. But where exactly are the remaining bells? Well, the first one's easy because, well, she's standing right in front of us. As we found out earlier from Izuna, the demon Jezebel currently resides inside Amane, and until recently had been acting as a liaison between the Shomonkai and Belberith. With Remiel's help, we were able to literally enter Amane's mind, where we could confront with Jezebel.
This is what the world of a person's mind looks like?
Wow! A field of flowers! Look how pretty it is! Is this really inside someone's soul?
I can move, and things here feel solid too. Huh. It's not as different from reality as I had thought.
But I'm not looking at your and his actual bodies, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, it's just our souls here, right? If we lose to Jezebel and our souls don't return, what happens to our bodies?
We'd, die, I guess.
Come on, this isn't playtime. Let's get this done and get out before we end up ghosts. Hey, isn't that the girl we're looking for?
Amane! Amane! Can't you hear me?
Oh, my. Is that another presence I sense? Yes, you must be that cursed human there. I can sense Elder Belial's wretched stench hovering around you.
Whoa, you are way uglier than I expected. Are you Jezebel?
Oh, my, rude, nasty boy. But I guess that will just make things all the sweeter when I offer more powers up to Master Belberith.
Yeah, actually, I never really understood that. If you have the power of a bell inside of you, why would you work for another bell? Like, couldn't you get the throne for yourself instead?
You foolish boy. You could never comprehend the power of Master Belberith's strength. Next to him, all are but insects. I shall gladly hand over my power to him and... What? How could you have defeated me already? I would only just begun.
Yeah, I'm surprised too. You went down a lot faster than I expected. I guess I can see why you wanted to give your power over to another bell.
What? No, to lose to one such as this. How could this be? No!
Well, with that out of our way, we were able to free Amane from Jezebel's clutches and move one step closer to saving Tokyo. Amane, regaining her consciousness, escorted us out of her mind in order to talk with us in the real world. There, she explained that Remiel too had left her mind, along with Jezebel, giving Amane back full control of her body. However, she did also agree that she would make good on Remiel's promise and help us find the server. Amane explained that the next step we would need to take in order to reach the server would be to defeat the 3 demons guarding Tokyo, known as the Devas. The reason for this is apparently the Devas had erected a barrier around Tokyo which prevented demons from entering. However, several months back, the Shomonkai had defeated one of the Devas, which in turn made it possible for demons to be summoned through comps. Well, if we wanted to summon Babel, we would need to defeat the remaining Devas, removing what little remained of their barrier in order to let Babel through. This is a risky idea though. We're basically opening the door from here to the demon world, meaning demons could easily enter our world freely without the need for comps. However, if we're able to both control Babel and input Haru's song into the server, then it shouldn't matter. An all-new kind of protection will come about, and the demon and human world will finally truly be separated, at least if all goes according to plan. So we agreed that we would need to defeat the 3 remaining Devas if our plan was to have any chance of success. We followed Amane to several small shrines scattered throughout Tokyo, where we did indeed encounter the 3 remaining Devas, Bishamon, Zocho, and Komoku. They seemed to recognize why we had come, but weren't exactly the talkative types, so before long we were able to defeat each and every one of them. I can't say it felt great defeating them. After all, they were only trying to keep the barrier up to protect Tokyo, but it was a necessary evil. With all 4 of the Devas gone, it wasn't long before it became apparent that something had changed.
There's a hole in the sky. It looks like the eye of a typhoon.
That horrible, malicious thing. Is that a swirl of magical power?
The 2 worlds are joined. The portal to the demon world has been opened. There are no more obstructions.
There's no turning back now. That being said, there's still 2 things we need to do before we can take the final steps to summon Dabble. The first is, we need to talk with the SDF. At this rate, there won't be enough time to finish everything before the SDF's final option activates. If worse comes to worse, we would die before we could seal off the demon world, and everyone, not just us, would be doomed. So we headed to meet with Izuna and her commander Fushimi to see if they could provide any help. And well, it seems like they were on board with our plan, since they too were desperate to avoid the final solution. As such, Fushimi agreed that he would do everything in his power to try and extend the deadline as long as he could. He also offered Izuna to help us in the coming fight. Well, I guess all we can do is hope he can delay and continue on with our end of the plan. The second thing we need to do is meet with Haru and make sure that the song was finished. However, when we found her...
Oh, damn it. Just a little more. I'm almost there, but...
Is something wrong?
The song that Aya left me is divided into tracks. I need to sequence them properly, but I'm missing a track. I mean, it's in here, but...
What do you mean? You don't have to hide it, just tell us.
When I looked at the files, one of them wouldn't open. It keeps saying data corrupt.
Well, you just need it fixed, right? Well, go for it, Atsuro. That's your thing, isn't it?
No. I can't even use my laptop. Give me a power source and maybe so, but...
But then what are we gonna do? We came so far.
Would it be possible to make a new one?
Make an entire track from scratch? That's just impossible.
Even if it's impossible, we have to do it. We can't lose any time here.
Don't be ridiculous. Aya was a genius. No one could possibly mimic what she did.
Haru, Aya always told me that someday you'd outshine her.
Where did that come from? Spare me the comforting lies.
Why do you think Aya quit being Diva's vocalist?
Because she hurt her throat, and...
Her throat was fine. She told me not to tell you this, but it's the truth.
Then it was to make me sing? That's a lie. You're lying. All of it's a lie.
That's enough. She left that song in your hands. Who else is gonna do this but you? Haru, I'm begging you. She would have wanted it this way.
You big softy. I'll tell you right now, I'm not taking responsibility for what happens.
Then you can do it.
You have to ask. You're the one who told me to do it. Luckily, I've heard this rhythm track before. It's odd, but the sequence sounds a lot like the first song I ever wrote. The song I wrote?
Haru? What's wrong?
This chord progression. It is my song. The very first song I wrote with Aya's help.
Oh, I remember now. It must have been over a year ago. Aya was all excited, saying you had a gift for songwriting. Said if it was arranged well, it'd be better than her own stuff. Is this the song?
That sounds about right. But damn, the arrangement was so good I didn't even notice. This is perfect. She finished it so well. Now that I know what it is, I can remember what the missing track sounded like.
Looks like she was a cut above all of us. I never thought it'd be your song. How about it, Haru? Now do you believe it? Aya really did acknowledge your talent. Haru, can you do it?
Hell yeah, I can do it. Watch. You watch. I'll do it, no problem.
Alright, looks like Haru just needs to put the final touches and we'll have our song. Well, I guess we'll just head on in and make sure everything's ready for when she arrives. So we headed to Roppongi, the place closest to where the giant hole had appeared in the sky. However, we found something already there waiting for us. Beelzebub. Or should I say Belzebul, a bell said to rival Belbereth's power. That being said, we were going to have to fight him regardless to gain access to Babel, so I guess it's a bit of a blessing in disguise that he's here waiting for us. Let's squish this bug! This battle was probably the most terrifying, horribly difficult thing I have ever encountered. If I hadn't played this game before? If I hadn't had the clairvoyance to realize that bringing stuff to pure status effects makes this fight trivial. Oh man, but if you go into this fight blind, prepare for one hell of a beating. Anyways, with Belzebul defeated, and another Bell's power under my belt, the only thing left standing in our way was the final Bell. Belbereth. However, he wouldn't be alone. Amane's father, along with the rest of the Shomonkai, would be assisting him. We offered Amane the chance to leave, if fighting her own father would be too much for her. But she put our worries to rest, stating that should we defeat Belbereth, her father should come to his senses. With that out of the way, we began our march to the very top of the tower, the closest place possible to the demon world. The place where we would summon Babel and put an end to everything. Demons, the bells, the lockdown, everything. But, one obstacle still laid in our way before that.
I'm so tired. Stupid power going out, making us use the stairs. This sucks. Is this the thanks we get for trying to save the world? Stupid lockdown.
Maybe we should just go back. You know, maybe the government's final option won't be so bad.
What are you talking about? A hero can't give up this easily, you know?
My legs are turning into jelly. I never said I wanted to be a hero. Damn it. I just want to upload Haru's song to the server. Why do I have to go through this?
Hey now! I know you all want to be, heroes! Come on! Let's do this!
I see how much we rely on technology. I wonder if I can fight when we get up there.
Oh, thank God. Oh, I would rather fight 1,000 more bells than have to do that again. That harrowing ordeal behind us, we surveyed the room we found ourselves in. It was certainly odd. Kinda looked more like a weird futuristic temple more than anything else. Is this really where we're gonna fight Belbereth? As if in response to that question, the leader of the Shomonkai appeared at the front of the room.
You do realize how evil their true intentions are, don't you? Those blasphemers taint this room of descent and conspire to stop the ritual. Not only did you help them, you led them here. Have you gone out of your mind?
Father, I have heard the voice of the angel Remiel. I've told you this before. Destroying God isn't the only way to overcome his ordeal. The Shomunkai's teachings brought the ordeal upon us. And look at the city now. Is this the world we hoped for? Is this what the Shomunkai set out to create? If this is how you wanted the world, Father, then I don't need the Shomunkai teachings.
Fool! I didn't expect my own daughter to be so naive. What you're trying to do will merely prolong God's ordeal. If we don't banish the source of the problem, the ordeal will only repeat itself. That is why humans must now surpass God and create a world without God. The Tower of Babel that will never again crumble.
He's lost it.
All of you gathered here, heed my words. I have sounded the warning bell against the coming ordeal of God. And now, I will forfeit my life to save mankind. Witness my ultimate sacrifice!
Father, what are you...
I will invite Master Belberith to this world, thereby overcoming God's ordeal. No one will stand in my way. Now, Master Belberith, eat my flesh, my soul, and my life. Descend upon our world!
At last, I made flesh. That fool proved far more useful than I could have ever anticipated.
Father, where is my father?
Weren't you watching? He's become my flesh and bone. It's what he wished. He willingly offered his life for me. In return, I shall fulfill his wish and eradicate God and all his foolish progeny.
No, Father.
As tough as this must be for Amane, we've got a fight on our hands. The final bell, the most powerful of the bunch. What's more, he had a handful of elite Shomunkai blocking the path to him, as well as several portals constantly spewing high-level demons. It wasn't going to be an easy fight by any stretch of the imagination, but slowly, surely, inch by inch, we managed to claw our way across the stage, defeat the demons and Shomunkai standing in our way, and finally defeat the writhing mass that called itself Belberith.
Father. Amane.
Even though his methods were wrong, he only wanted to save people. He wasn't bad.
Yeah, if anyone's to blame, it's Belberith for taking advantage of him. It's always the humans who end up getting hurt. The angels and demons aren't fair. Father, I won't give up. I will save mankind with these people. I'll save them, no matter what happens.
Oops. Am I late?
Haru!
Sorry for the wait. The song's done, so I'm here to deliver it. Hey, you. You can keep going, can't you?
What?
I don't know what exactly happened, but you've still got life in your eyes, so you can keep going, right? Chin up. Cry and scream if you want to, but press onward with all your heart so you have no regrets.
Miss Harusawa, you're right. I don't have time to mourn right now. I've got to keep going with all that I have.
All right, you're looking better already. Don't call me Harusawa.
A woman's emotions really are like a roller coaster. So how's the new song, Haru?
It's awesome, of course. But the sequencer's batteries are almost dead. We're going live without much practice.
We're really looking forward to your performance.
Thanks. I'll make sure it lives up to your expectations.
Looks like Haru's back to her regular self. I've got nothing to worry about.
You have defeated all the bells, meaning you can become king. Babel will appear once you call for it. From this point forward, no one can be sure what will happen.
Never fear! Justice always wins! And we're not alone!
It was a pretty inconvenient week, but it's almost over. This is the end. Let's do this!
I won't think about wanting to run away. If I'm with all you guys, I'm not scared. And I believe in him.
It's been a long journey. I'll finish this mission no matter what, Commander Fushimi.
I'm sure Mr. Kresnik is wishing us the best too. Let's give it our best shot.
Yeah, let's end this lockdown.
With my friend's encouragement behind me, I took a deep breath and unleashed the power necessary to summon Babel. Certainly impressive, to say the least. Maybe not exactly what I expected, but still, it was unmistakably Babel. But it wasn't going to be just as easy as uploading the song onto the server. A slew of demons, as well as Babel's own defenses, still stood in our way. But it doesn't matter. We've made it this far, and this is just the final obstacle standing in our way. Working together, our group split up to deal with the threats. The majority of us went to drive off the demons and engage with Babel, while Atsuro and Haru made a beeline for the server to begin the final concert to rid the world of demons once more. And after a drawn-out battle, we did it. We managed to weaken Babel's defenses enough to give Atsuro his opportunity. With it, he got the server ready and handed the system over to Haru.
Okay, it's ready. Haru, let's trade places.
Here we go, everyone. This concert goes out to Aya.
One by one, the demons began to disappear. Even the demons in our comps. Even him. I'll always remember you, Prince of Darkness. However, I didn't have long to mourn because, apparently, one ordeal still remained. The true form of Babel. And oh my god, without demons and down a member? Oh, this is not going to be an easy fight, is it? Oh, actually no, it was like super easy. Huh. Well, whatever. With my last decree as Overlord, I ordered Babel to return to the demon realm, never to bother us again.
Did we do it? Babel is going back to the demon realm. Our peril has been averted.
Haru!
I'm okay. It was just a high-energy concert. We did it! So what's up with that expression? Aya would be laughing at you?
Yeah, you're right. We finally did it. That was your best performance yet.
I thought about giving up so many times, but those nightmarish days are over.
Justice wins all the time, just as I've said! Although I'm gonna miss my powers. But even without them, justice won't ever lose!
In just 7 days, humanity was tried and tested in every possible way. People must learn from this experience. That's the least we can do for those who lost their lives.
Now that I think about it, it's only been 7 days since the lockdown started. It feels more like months. What a long week.
I can finally go home. Wow, my knees are shaking. Congratulations. Thanks to you, mankind has been saved. The power to enslave the world was yours, but you sacrificed that to protect the people. Most will never know what you did for them, but everyone here does. Thank you so much.
And so, our story comes to an end. We defeated evil, returned the world to normal, and went back to our regular old daily lives. You couldn't ask for a better ending, you know? And yet, I can't help but wonder, what would have happened if I'd made a different choice? Could things have been even better, or would it always have turned out worse? Well, I guess I'll just never know, huh? I made my choice, and I'm happy with what I got. That's it. You can't go back, can you? Unless... Alright, screw this shit. I've saved people. I've defeated countless demons, some astronomically more powerful than the others, clawed my way through cults, yakuza, corrupt police, and freaking angels to survive up to this point. And now, the government is planning to use some sort of doomsday device that will kill everyone in this damn lockdown? And I'm supposed to be the one to fix it. Me, some 17-year-old high school kid, and a couple of his friends. No. Fuck that. Yuzu has the right of it. If the government's prepared to abandon everyone in this lockdown, then I'm going to abandon them. Whatever it takes, we are getting out of this lockdown. That being said, it isn't going to be easy. We've spent a week trying to find a way out of this lockdown with no luck. If worst comes to worst, we're gonna have to force our way out. We spent the majority of the day searching the city, probing its defenses for any weak points, any place we could slip out, hopefully with as little bloodshed as possible. I mean, I'm pissed off at the government, but I don't want to just fight these soldiers. They're just people doing their job as well. Keisuke and Midori were hesitant to follow our plan. After all, we were turning our back on everyone here. But after a bit of convincing, they eventually realized that our plan was the only chance of survival and joined us in the search for an escape. And that's when we ran into a surprising individual.
You're here. And I see the other two are with you. Just as I planned.
Naoya? What are you doing here?
Are you that surprised? I've been waiting for you. Well then, today's the last day of your lives. How are you going to spend it? Cat got your tongue, Atsuro? Then I'll ask him. What are you going to do?
We're getting the hell out of here.
Ah. So you've made up your mind to fight the self-defense force, hmm? How about it?
If that's what it comes to, yeah.
That's right. I mean, there's no other way now. It's our only choice.
That's right. To carry out one's beliefs, resolve, and conviction are necessary. Sometimes it's painful. There are things on that path that you cannot avoid.
You think I don't know that?
I see. You've learned much in the last 7 days. I'm quite pleased with your answer. Now, last question. Do you want my help?
Wait, what? Are you planning something?
An outrageous implication. What good would it do me now to deceive you? Knowing you, your plan goes no further than attacking the weakest part of the blockade. Well, it won't be enough. You'll be surrounded within minutes by reserve units from nearby stations. To say nothing of the horde of angels. Then what?
So, what are we supposed to do? If you don't like our plan, give us a better one.
I'll create a diversion while you escape. We'll split up their forces.
A diversion? That actually might work.
But one diversion won't be enough. Bring at least one more person to use as bait. If they're strong enough, they can get out too. How about it? There's no downside, is there?
Someone strong enough who's willing to fight the SDF, huh? Yeah, I think I know a guy.
Ah, already have a candidate in mind, do you? Good. Come back here at 16:30. Tell your accomplice to be here then, too.
Huh? Are you going somewhere?
Ha! Don't you plan to prepare at all? I'm a perfectionist. I'll be out mitigating risks. Don't worry, I'll be back in time for the fireworks.
Well, I can't say I expected Naoya to help us escape, but with his mind behind us, our chances of escape have shot up astronomically. The guy I had in mind to help us break out was Kaido, and sure enough, he was more than willing to throw down with the SDF. That guy is always looking for a stronger opponent, so taking on the SDF and Angels just seemed right up his alley. With that done, we met back up with Naoya to discuss the plan we would use to escape the lockdown. It was a pretty straightforward plan. Naoya would act as a diversion at the Shinjuku checkpoint. With his know-how on the workings of the comps, he could single-handedly cause a ruckus far greater than the rest of us combined could. With him causing such a stir, the SDF would be too busy to provide any support to their nearby checkpoints, meaning the rest of us would only have to deal with the Angels blocking the exits to Shibuya and Ueno. Kaido opted to head for Ueno alone, claiming he'd be more than enough to deal with the forces there, leaving us to deal with Shibuya. That being said, it seems like this plan will leave Naoya trapped inside the lockdown. Something he seemed more than okay with, actually. Even now, I still have no idea what the hell he's thinking. But whatever. At the very least, I'm not the least bit worried about his safety. He's like a cockroach. Even if the government did set off their final option, I'm sure he'd find some way to survive. On top of that, if we do break out, well, the government won't really have a reason to use their final option, will they? I mean, they'll have failed. They're using the lockdown because they don't want demons to escape. But if demons do escape, then there's no real point in destroying the lockdown area, right? For now, we need to focus on our escape. And so, after a quick pep talk, we got ready to take on the Angels and make it out of the lockdown. As expected, the Angels weren't exactly flexible. We pleaded with them for a little while, but they would not negotiate with us, and so our battle began. There were quite a lot of Angels swarming around us, and we didn't have much time left. To make matters worse, the Angels seemed capable of reviving their dead, meaning we had to cut them down multiple times before they stayed down. However, it was clear that we had the upper hand. Our demons were just more powerful than the Angels. Just a little bit further and escape would be within our—
How foolish. Remiel spoke the truth. I didn't expect you to try and break through. Man's sins must be judged by man. That's what I promised Remiel. You won't escape.
All I can do to protect this country is keep anyone from escaping. So, you all must die here.
Crap, Mana and Izuna. We really didn't want to fight them, but whatever. I can't let that hold me back. If they are going to get in our way, then there's no other option. I have to do this. After dealing with the last of the Angels, we were able to deal with both Amane and Izuna. I'm sorry, but I had to do this. We did it. We really made it outside of the lockdown. After we made it some distance from the barricade, we stopped to take a breather and assess what we had achieved. We had really done it. We'd broken the confines and returned to the world we once knew. Or had we? Now that we were outside the lockdown zone and we had a chance to finally really look around us, it became apparent that Tokyo was a lot more deserted than it used to be. But I guess that makes some sense. We are still pretty close to the lockdown. Maybe the area nearby was evacuated as well. For now, we decided it would be best to head to our homes. Midori and Keisuke lived in the opposite direction from us, so we parted ways and began to make our journey home for the first time in a week. Still, I couldn't help but feeling a nagging in the back of my mind. Like, something wasn't quite right. It was eerie just how quiet Tokyo was. It wasn't completely deserted, but still a far stretch from the bustling metropolis we once knew. As we made our way closer to our homes, our attention was caught by a man's scream. We rushed over to see what was going on, only to find, angels.
Do not stand in our way, mortal. That man has sinned and must be judged.
What are you saying? Yes, he committed a crime, but I've already apprehended him. Now he will be judged according to human laws. What do you angels have to do with this?
Foolish human, your kind revoke the right to follow your own laws. From now on, angels shall be the ones to decide humanity's fate. All sinners must be dealt with.
Give me a break! I'm broke!
I was hungry, that's why I filched it!
The angels are going to manage humanity?
This feeling, the sinners, those who would bend demons to their will.
He found us!
It's your fault. You should have just kept your mouth shut. They're behind us too? Have they been following us since we left the lockdown?
Damn it, this is bad. We're surrounded!
In God's mercy, humankind was granted 7 days to atone for its sins. However, not only did you fail to remove the blighted demons, but you even sought to remove them from your sacred barrier. For the sin, humankind has lost the right to God's loving kindness, and will henceforth have no will of its own.
This isn't good. That means we're directly related to these angels appearing.
You've got to be kidding me.
That's news to me. Is that why you said our laws are meaningless now?
Our words are absolute. Humankind shall exist as we see fit.
But what about the demons? They're still there inside the lockdown. Shouldn't you worry about them before you start micromanaging the humans?
Demons shall be dealt with in time. However, for now, we must deal with the greatest threat before us.
Damn it, looks like they're bent on fighting us.
And so we were forced to deal with the army of angels congregating around us. It wasn't a fun fight, but somehow, with our demons, we were able to defeat the entirety of the host, leaving us some time to ponder what their words truly meant. It looks like the angels have been outside the lockdown for some time. I guess that's the reason why the streets are so quiet. The angels must have been out here ever since the lockdown started. So, does that mean that they knew from the beginning everything that was going to happen? We didn't really have much time to think that over, though, because as we talked, a pair of SDF soldiers marched out of an alley and confronted us.
You bastards! You're the demon tamers who broke out of the lockdown!
Huh? Oh no, the SDF!
We already have the evidence, you terrorists! Surrender and come along quietly!
Terrorists? I know we've been busy, but that's pretty harsh.
Silence! The reports told us you're the ones who escaped. Look around you! It's your fault the angels are making it so people can't leave home. Your crimes have put the whole country in danger. You think you can run away from that?
But...
The higher-ups are meeting about the angels, but the citizens need to understand. We have to capture you so we can explain to everyone that it's all your fault.
Huh. The SDF is here as well.
What do you want?
Mr. Honda?
Come, my demons.
The Demon Tamer! He's one of the Demon Tamers!
You! How dare you!
Did I miss one? Why don't you just die?
Honda! Stop it! What are you doing?
Hello, terrorists. Looks like you were in a pinch there. Try to be more careful next time.
We're not terrorists! You're the one who just killed the SDF! You killed them, Honda!
Yes. And? If we're going by their definition, then I'm a terrorist too. Just like you.
What? What do you mean?
The government wants to treat us like terrorists, threats to society. What occurred in the lockdown, the appearance of the angels, everything's our fault. To them, demon tamers are just radicals who need to be disposed of.
But we were just trying to survive. How could they lock us in there and turn on us?
Exactly. They watched us from safety, all while we suffered inside. Now that they're in trouble, they put the blame on us so they could save themselves.
Even if that were true, that doesn't justify killing them.
You mean those guys just now? I only wanted to help my friends out of a tight spot.
We didn't ask for your help. I'm mad at the government too, but...
Guess I overstepped my boundaries. But you did a lot for me, so I wanted to return the favor. Forgive me if it was too much.
What, return the favor?
That's right. It's all thanks to you that I got out of the lockdown, you know? I was able to escape while you were raising hell in Shibuya and Shinjuku. A good number of demon tamers got out as well. I'm truly grateful.
That many tamers were able to get out just because we caused a distraction?
Yes, you're heroes of the Demon Tamers. You freed the demon's power to the world.
Mr. Honda, wasn't the reason you wanted to get out so you could get home to your son?
My son. Yes, you're right.
Then go to him. Why are you hanging around here murdering people?
Why, you ask? Isn't it obvious? Revenge. Vengeance for my son. I'll kill them all.
No, he can't be.
That's right. My son died. It's all their fault. They're gonna pay.
Wait! Is that why you're killing the SDF soldiers?
He's gone because I couldn't be at his side. It's because of them that he died. I'll have my revenge. They killed my son!
But you can't take it out on the SDF soldiers who were just following orders!
Be quiet! Orders or not, what were they doing while we fought for our lives day after day? They looked at us from outside the lockdown, and I'm sure they lapped it up. So I'll kill them. I'll kill them all!
That's not gonna bring him back.
I know that he's dead. So I'll use the power of the demons to change the world. Unless... Yes, I get it now.
What are you thinking, Mr. Honda?
I can bring back my son using the power of demons. My son can be brought back to life. Yes, I just need to find a stronger demon.
Well, that was certainly unsettling. Honda's clearly gone mad, but one thing he said seems to be the truth. It looks like the government plans to pin the blame of everything on us. For now, Yuzu and the rest of us we just want to go home. Keeping the back alleys and side streets, we slowly made our way towards Namambukuro, only to find some armed men silently keeping watch over Yuzu's house. Realizing that we now had cell service, Yuzu decided to try giving her parents a call. Surprisingly, she was able to get into contact with them, and found out that hers, along with my parents, were currently being evacuated by the SDF. However, before she could get any actual info from them, her call was cut off. Deciding that it wasn't safe to stick around any longer than we needed to, the three of us quietly scurried away. We were able to find a place that would hopefully keep us hidden for the night, where we could bunker down and rest. Well, at the very least, I guess our families appear to be safe, and for whatever reason, it looks like the SDF didn't end up using their final option. Pretty sure we would have noticed if they had. The next morning, we were awoken by a rather frantic Atsuro, claiming that the place we were staying in wasn't safe any longer. He'd seen some SDF forces snooping around outside. As quickly as it could, the three of us hurried out the back and made our way into the city, hoping we could make it past them without any conflict. But it was no use. The SDF forces managed to track us down and ordered us to surrender, calling us the cause of all this mess. But before they could attempt to apprehend us, a swarm of angels appeared and ordered the soldiers back off, claiming they would finish us themselves. However, it seems like the SDF weren't happy with that decision and argued with the angels for some time. I guess the government and angels don't exactly see eye to eye on all this, which I guess makes sense. I mean, the government, it looks like, want to use us as a scapegoat in order to appease the civilian populace, while the angels are just trying to kill us because we're sinners. Still, it gives us the perfect opportunity to escape. After all, at this point, we don't have any fucking qualms killing angels. With the SDF unable to interfere due to the angels' presence, we quickly cut our way through the angels' forces and managed to give the SDF the slip. It's clear now, though, wherever we go, we're not safe. Whether it be angels or the government, we're being hunted. We need to go somewhere where both of them would have a tough time keeping track of us. And unfortunately, there's only one place I can think of that fits that criteria. Yes, the lockdown. A place swarming with demons and demon tamers, meaning both the angels and SDF would have trouble moving about, and we would be able to blend in better. The effort it took to get out of there. It doesn't feel good being forced back in. However, it's our only choice. You know, at this point, I don't think I fully regret my decision to escape. I mean, I do a bit. I'm not gonna pretend that we're blameless in all this. we did take the coward's way out. But the government and angels have been completely unreasonable up to this point, forcing us into a situation with our lives on the line, then punishing us for using the only option available to survive, demons. And now we have to take all of that blame just because the government's too chicken shit to reveal the truth of what really happened to its own citizens. Well, you know what? I won't stand for it. We are gonna survive this whole fucking mess and figure out some way to make it through. So, for the time being, the three of us hardened our resolve and headed back into the lockdown. Gotta say, well, it doesn't feel great coming back here. In a way, it's kinda, sorta weirdly reassuring. Oh god, is this what prisoners who get acclimatized feel like when they come back? Whatever the case, now that we're back, we've got only one real option left to us. And it's to return to the problem we ran away from in the beginning. We really do need to figure out a way to deal with the demons. As we made our way through the lockdown, we noticed a small group of SDF milling around. We hid so as not to be noticed, but then saw that Fushimi and Izuna were among their ranks. So we decided to try and eavesdrop a bit to hear what they were saying. And well, it turns out the SDF have been quite busy. It looks like they managed to capture and detain Amane, though I'm guessing Amane didn't really put up much of a fight. More worryingly though, they also mentioned that they were currently on the hunt for two particular demon tamers, whose descriptions sounded alarmingly like Kaido and Midori. Wait, had she come back into the lockdown too? Well, whatever the reason, we couldn't sit back and just let our friends get taken in by the SDF, so we headed off to see if we could track down Midori and Kaido. We managed to find Midori surprisingly easily, and sure enough, she was surrounded. But with a bit of quick thinking, and thanks to a couple random demons that decided to join in, we were able to drive off the SDF and save our friend. Looks like she went through much the same situation we had. It's a good thing we managed to save her. Midori herself, not having much better to do, opted to join in our search for a way to stop the demons and clear our names. However, after saving her, Atsuro pulled me to the side.
This is just a guess, but I bet Midori's family is with the SDF too. Just like yours and Yuzu's families.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So you noticed too. Well, the government found out where we live so they could capture us. Do you think they'd just let our families go? I think they were taken under the pretense of an evacuation, so they'd have the upper hand.
So, to use as hostages then, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. On the bright side, hostages are used for negotiations, so I'm sure they're safe for now. But if they find us, they'll probably try to make us surrender using our families.
Probably, yeah.
If they can't find us, they can't negotiate. We gotta do our best not to get caught.
Not like I was planning to get caught to begin with, but yeah, you're right.
And don't mention this to Yuzu or Midori.
Well, I had a hunch, but Atsuro's claim all but seals the deal. Still, it's just another reason why we have to figure out this mess by ourselves. Anyways, as Izuna had mentioned, Kaido was also being hunted, and sure enough, it wasn't long before we found him too, cornered by a large group of SDF. Once again, we readied ourselves, and were able to defeat the soldiers blocking our path, saving Kaido. Kaido himself was a lot less grateful than Midori, though I guess that was to be expected. Still, he was undeniably a pretty competent devil summoner, and he agreed to help us out from here on. We wandered around town for a while, bumping into a variety of familiar faces, all going through their own circumstances inside this lockdown, but at least the majority of them seemed safe, and even wished us luck in our quest. Eventually, we came across a gathering of angels. A lot of them. And they seem to be surrounding a lone individual who, wait a minute, is that Naoya?
Do you want my head on a stake that badly, you half-wit angels?
Cain, a wretched as yourself deserves only punishment.
Oh really? Give it your best shot. You'll pay for it sevenfold.
Your curse holds no sway compared to us who have been blessed by the Lord. Prepare to die, heathen.
I'm tired of hearing you piece of trash angels talk. I'll crush you like...
Wait, angels! I can't allow you to kill him!
Foolish mortal. Be gone from here. You have no place interfering in the business of angels.
No! You aren't the only ones after this man! He's a prime suspect, and the Japanese government will take him into custody.
Your laws are of no consequence. This man's sins shall be dealt with here and now by God's chosen warriors.
I can't let you just kill him! I understand your sentiments, but you have to let us take care of him.
Isn't this just priceless? Sounds like the humans are none too happy with your managerial skills. So what will you do? Not that I give a damn. It makes no difference to me if I battle angels or kill a government lapdog.
Foolish mortal, you risk the fate of the entire world just to save your pathetic country. There is no debate to be had. Cain shall be judged by our hands alone.
If you won't listen, allow me to inform you of what our government has decided.
So the government finally made its decision?
We, the people of Japan, hereby sever our ties to you, angels. The crisis our country and the world faces. It was all brought about by humans, so we'll be the ones who put a stop to it. We don't need your kind to oversee us.
Oh, damn. So the government is turning on the angels as well. Well, this is certainly a development we weren't expecting. Seeing that both Fushimi and Naoya would be in danger from this point on, the five of us stepped in to help them out. Fushimi was surprised to see us. Naoya was not. In any event, Fushimi himself was too weak to provide us with much assistance, so we opened an escape path for him before turning to face the angels alongside Naoya. With our combined might, they honestly didn't put up much of a fight, and it wasn't long before they were all defeated. But we weren't out of the woods yet. Having defeated the angels, Fushimi returned with a small force of soldiers behind him, and once again tried to arrest us, though seemingly a bit reluctant to do so. God damn it, Fushimi. I mean, you know you're not going to be able to defeat us, right? Do we really have to fight ya? Huh?
Commander, look!
Huh? What is that strange light?
What the? Is that an angel?
It's blinding. What could cause this?
Greetings, puny mortals. It is I, Metatron, speaker for His Majesty and leader of the Heavenly Host.
Metatron, the Lesser Tetragrammaton. Didn't figure on seeing him anytime soon.
What now?
He's an angel second only to God. He's basically a monster. You best hear him out. When he speaks for God himself.
Insignificant ones, hear the voice of the Lord. You have foolishly squandered the many chances our Lord has given your puny race, and even gone so far as to defy our mercy. As such, God has decided to abandon humanity. Never again shall you bask in His protection or experience salvation. You will forever live in the darkness, free from the light of our God.
Wait, so God is just throwing us away? That pisses me off! First you try to micromanage us, and now you wash your hands of us? You're acting like a little kid who can't get his way!
Humankind has squandered God's mercy. Who are once God's children, yet you continue to be tempted by such dark and evil desires. What's more, you turn your blades on us, defy our control, and continually fail to banish the demon menace. As such, henceforth, humankind is free from our hearts, free from our eyes, forever doomed to a life of solitude.
So, God has abandoned humanity. That's... What actually does that mean? It's tough to say, really. I've never really been much of a religious person, but the idea of no God whatsoever, somehow, deep down, it feels slightly unsettling. But on the other hand, it means humankind no longer has to kowtow to his rules. We can solve this mess our own way. We have a freedom unlike we've ever known, in a sense. Maybe this isn't a bad thing. Naoya certainly seemed to think that way. Whatever the case, we decided to ask Naoya, how can we atone for what we've done? How do we remove the demons from the world? Naoya claimed that it would have been easy a while ago if I had defeated all the bells and become the Overlord. However, Jezebel has fled back to the demon world, meaning any chance of that happening is long gone. So instead, we really only have one option. We need to defeat Belbereth, who is the one mainly summoning demons from the other side and letting them run freely through the streets. But doing that would only stop them from being summoned. It wouldn't get rid of the demons already here. No, the only way left to do that now would be to defeat them one by one until none were left. Well, we'll deal with that when we get there. For now, defeating Belbereth to stop any further summoning is the obvious start point we need to go from. But that's where Atsuro had an idea. Our families are still being held hostage by the government. Well, what if we use that fight with Belbereth as a bargaining chip? The government wants Belbereth and Demonkind gone just as much as we do, but they hardly have the power to take on a threat like him. So, why don't we offer to do it for them in exchange for them letting our families go? It was worth a shot at least, so we headed off to meet with Fushimi and discuss our proposal. And after him going over it with his superiors and a bit of deliberation, Fushimi finally agreed to our idea. On one condition, that we would bring back alive the leader of the Shomenkai, who should be with Belbereth as we speak. It looks like the government is dead set on having a scapegoat, and if we defeat Belbereth, they'll be willing to shift the blame of everything from us to the Shomenkai. It wasn't a great decision to make, but we really didn't have a choice, and as such we agreed. So we headed to the Hills building where Belbereth and the remaining Shomenkai were stationed, where we quickly realized, crap, the power's cut. That means...
I'm so tired. Stupid power going out, making us use the stairs. This sucks. Is this the thanks we get for trying to save the world? Stupid lockdown.
Oh god, why is this so much worse than fighting an army of angels? Whew. Well, eventually we made it to the top, where, sure enough, we found Belbereth waiting for us, alongside the, leader of the Shomenkai. Wait, I thought he needed his flesh and bones to materialize or some shit. Oh, whatever, there he is, so that makes our job easier. The leader of the Shomenkai was surprisingly happy to see us. He claimed that the entire point of the Shomenkai was to overcome God's ordeal, and we, when we met with Metatron, had managed to completely sever our ties with God. So, surprisingly, he was more than happy to hand himself over to us. His goal was complete, and he was ready to serve his time. However, things weren't going to be that easy, were they?
What a farce! What the... I came here to find a strong demon. Who knew I'd find a fool throwing away his power?
Mr. Honda? What are you doing here?
That suits me fine. If the Shomenkai don't want him, I'll gladly take Belbereth's power.
I am the Elmo, the All-Seeing, the Almighty Belbereth, your new god. Become my vassal and help me acquire a vast human bell over there.
Huh? What? Me?
I no longer require the Shomenkai. With your power, I will rule over this pathetic world.
And so, as we expected, we were forced to do battle with Belbereth, with Honda providing backup. What's more, Belbereth summoned another demon, a Baphomet, to provide Honda with near limitless stamina. No matter how many times we knocked him down, he'd just get right back up again. As such, we were forced to split our attention, guarding against Honda's advances, chasing down Baphomet, and finally confronting Belbereth himself. It was slow-going, hard work. But eventually, we managed to defeat Baphomet, returning Honda's strength to that of a mere human. Then, with nothing left to distract us, we all turned our attention on the mass of flesh and bone, calling itself Belbereth, and delivered the finishing blow. And just like that, we'd won. The SDF showed up before long and escorted the head of the Shomenkai away, who looked just as cheerful as ever. As for us, well, we'd saved our families, But it was only just the beginning, wasn't it? In the end, we still caused quite a lot of trouble through our escape efforts, and we're gonna have to pay that back somehow. Namely, we're gonna have to go out and deal with each and every demon that still resides in this world. Who knows how long that could take? Could be years, our entire lives even. But if it's what has to be done to atone for what we did, then that's what we'll do. Still, I can't help but wonder, was abandoning God truly the right path? Could things have been different if I'd believed in God from the beginning? What would life have been like then? Look, all I'm saying is, like, Balberith, Balder, Balzabool. Heck, the original Bell that you guys talk about, that's Ball, right? I'm just saying, the E didn't need to be there. I mean, sure, you'd lose out on Belial and Jezebel, but you could find replacements for them.
Yeah, but then we'd be called the Balls, and, you know, that doesn't really work.
Oh, wow, how did I not notice? Yeah, that would be terrible, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you see what I mean? Like, you can't go around calling yourself that.
No, of course you can't. Oh, man, I really need to apologize to Belder. I said some mean things to him.
Well, I'm glad I could help you sort that out. You know, sometimes you just can't see something even though it's staring you right in the face.
Yeah, I guess you're right, Belzebul. Anyways, let's get back to killing you now.
Wait, what now?
And with that, we've defeated all but one of the Bells. All that's left is to head to the top of this tower, defeat Belberith, then swear my loyalty to God. Still not 100% on that one, to be honest, but Amane seems to believe it's our best option to save humanity, and well, I trust her. So, since I have the power of Bel, and apparently have the essence of Abel or something, I can become God's Messiah and save the world. However, before we set out to face off with the final battle, Yuzu and Atsuro decided to ask something that I was curious about as well. Why exactly had the Shomonkai, had her father specifically done all this? Amane hesitated for a moment, but seemed to agree that we had the right to know why her father had met with Belberith.
My father foresaw the coming of God's ordeal while he was a student in theological school. Do you know the story of the Tower of Babel in the Old Testament? Long ago, mankind put their skills together to create a tower reaching to the heavens. However, that act broke God's commands, and he brought his wrath down upon it. And as man's common tongue was divided into many languages, so were people's thoughts. But today, technology allows us to overcome language barriers and rise high in the air.
So, God hates tall buildings?
No, the tower itself was not the cause of God's ire. The real problem lay elsewhere. Huh? God was truly grieving for mankind's hearts. At the time, all the people of the world gathered under a single king. A king leads the will of many. If he did evil, his people would blindly follow. God grieved for such weakness in the hearts of humanity. My father knew this, and his fear of God's ordeal grew ever stronger in recent years. In this day of instant worldwide communication, one's voice can have wide range. The act of disseminating one's will to the masses is not the privilege of a king anymore.
So, that's progress.
Anyone can easily broadcast vast amounts of information out into the world. Conversely, anyone can find any information they could want, even if this information is malicious in nature.
True. I've noticed that myself. Not that many people believe everything on the internet anymore, but some still do. The gullible ones end up spreading false information far and wide. That's probably how a lot of stupid urban legends get started.
Incorrect information may not pose a huge threat, but knowledge of things such as how to make bombs, or how to steal, or how to kill, this can all be found on the internet, if you know where to look.
I see. People do bad things because they know how to. They won't be able to otherwise.
Indeed. Not all humans are capable of resisting the temptation for wrongdoing. Also, the more people become involved in virtual lives, the more secluded they get. They would rather hide themselves within comforting lies than face reality. If mankind continues to stray from the path of virtue, God will surely judge us for it. And humanity, so dependent on technology, may lack the strength to endure his ordeal. Thus, to save mankind, my father turned not to the god currently ruling the heavens. Instead, he turned to another being, one that had been a god in the past.
Belbereth.
Yes, he founded the religion and created a contract with Master Belbereth. The original bell that lost its battle against God was split into multiple bells, of which Master Belbereth is said to retain the most power, and the original memory. That is why his desire for revenge against God and lust for power are so great. Master Belbereth's goal is to take back the power of Bel from Babel and battle God. That is probably why he answered Father's call to stand up to God's ordeal. My father wanted to prevent another judgment of God. The two shared a common interest.
I see. So Belbereth responded to your father's wish and lent him his strength. Thanks, Amane. I think I kinda get it now.
With Beelzebul defeated, there is nothing to prevent us from reaching the highest floor.
That's right. Let's hurry and... Oh, hey, that reminds me. The elevators. They aren't working, are they?
Ah, crap. Why is it that this is the only constant in every goddamn ending? Oh god, I'm so sick of stairs. Oh. Well, whatever. We finally made it, and got front row seats as Belbereth appeared, consuming Amane's father in the process. So, we battled our way through the Shomonkai to reach Belbereth's place. Before long, Belbereth lay before me, and the last of the power of Bel flowed inside of me. Now all that's left to do is summon Babel and truly become the,
I wouldn't have guessed you'd end up serving God. You're hard to read, my brother.
Brother, huh? I thought he was your cousin. I've always wondered, who exactly are you, Naoya?
No, he is my younger brother. It's been so since a long time ago. I won't let you reach Babel in your current state.
Huh? What are you saying?
It's unfortunate, but the game ends here for you.
Bring it on, then.
Oh, you picked a fine time to develop some backbone, Atsuro.
You're the one who dragged us into this. We fought and got stronger, just like you wanted us to. But we aren't your pawns. We chose this path of our own will. We're taking him to Babel, and not even you can stop us.
You think you can win against me? How interesting. Now, let the games begin. Don't you remember, brother? Ages ago, I cultivated the earth, and you tended sheep. Thinking back, that was the start of the favoritism. If our places were switched...
What's gotten into you, Naoya? What are you talking about?
This is the Old Testament. His memories are from Genesis.
What God wanted was you. Someone who blindly followed him. Unlike me. If that's all it was, it would have been fine. I wouldn't have needed to kill you. As the earth tender, I offered God my finest crops. But what God wanted was blood. Blood does not run in crops. God asked the impossible of me, knowing I was a farmer. That's why I killed you. I pierced your heart over and over and offered him blood.
What are you talking about? Naoya?
Hey, Abel. My beloved younger brother. You hate me, don't you? In the depths of your heart, you want to kill me, right? You must. Or you never could have earned the right to become King of Bel. Tell me how you really feel. Don't you hate me?
You know what? Maybe you are right. Maybe I do really hate you, Naoya.
Yes, hate me more. Burn yourself in the flames of abhorrence. Abel, my beloved younger brother, I will not allow you to return to God.
You son of a bitch! Now you and I traded blows for a while, back and forth, back and forth. Certainly was stronger than most opponents I'd faced so far. To make things more complicated, an unexpected figure appeared in the middle of our battle. Loki. So that guy, dropping the hints this entire time, was a demon. Well, no matter. Just another obstacle to overcome. I left Loki to my teammates while my duel with Naoya continued. Until, eventually, inevitably, we were able to emerge victorious.
Impossible. How can you have power beyond your theoretical limits? Looks like I've failed. This time. But don't forget, the punishment God forced upon me will reunite us again. I won't give up. One day, I will have my revenge.
Now, yeah. Hey, Amane, do you know what all that was about?
Yeah, you mentioned a while back that I got the blood of Abel running through my veins or something. Does this have anything to do with that?
Just as you were Abel, he must have been Cain, Abel's brother, the first murderer in history.
So, Cain killed Abel?
Yes. By his own hand, Cain slew his brother Abel.
Hey! You said Naoya was Cain, right? So, if he has the essence of Abel, does that mean Naoya's got the essence of Cain?
No. When Abel was killed, his essence was widely inherited as seeds for the future. But Cain's punishment from God was to be forever reincarnated while bearing that sin.
What?
It is the accumulation of memories. However often he is reborn, he remembers everything from his past lives and faces his sin. Cain claimed that he was never loved by God, but that isn't true. If God did not love him, he wouldn't have given Cain time to reflect on his actions. The accumulation of memories is God's love, that he might one day realize the truth.
God wants him to realize his misconception.
Unfortunately, he seems to have spent the time plotting his revenge against God.
Yeah, definitely seemed that way.
Yes. He sought to make Abel, God's beloved child, lead demons in a war against God. How painful it would be to him for his child to consort with demons and rebel. That was the revenge Cain undertook in return for his punishment.
Well, that does explain a lot of Naoya's oddities. Certainly explains his absurd intellect. He's basically immortal. I mean, he can die, but he'll just be reborn, memories intact. And I'm his brother Abel, huh? At the very least, I hold a part of Abel inside of me. Well, we can't dwell on Naoya for now. Right now, we need to put in motion the final steps of our plan. And so we set off to defeat the Tower of Babel. Oh, is it just me, or is this Babel way harder than the other ones? Ugh. With Babel defeated, I was able to ascend to my role as Messiah. Funny. I don't feel all that different, but I guess, in a way, I feel new? Like a true miracle before us, we got to watch as the once menacing hole that covered the sky gave way to a warm, familiar light. Through God, we had truly saved the day.
Look! The sky's blue! With Babel subjugated and the gate closed, evil has vanished from the air. Well done.
This feels so great!
I agree. I'm exhausted, but it comes with such a sense of fulfillment.
Yeah! We did it! We don't have to fear the demons anymore! Indeed not. By the Messiah's orders, the demons have been sent back to their world. The lockdown is lifted, and peaceful days will return. All thanks to our Messiah.
Messiah, huh? I mean, that seems like a little much, doesn't it?
Does it still make you uncomfortable? You drove back the demons and saved mankind. If you dislike being called Messiah, I will refer to you as I always did before. But the devout will surely continue to venerate you. I hope you get used to it.
It feels kinda strange, calling you Messiah.
Hey, just to make sure, what's our death clock say?
Oh, right! You're not still seeing a number, are you?
Nope, we're in the clear.
I knew it! I knew it! We really survived! Now, your name has become known to all the world as an agent of God. From now on, you must act to carry out the Lord's will as the Messiah.
Huh, and we're going to help him, right? What exactly do we have to do?
An ambassador of God's order. That is the Messiah's role. The world has changed. It will no longer be governed by man's values, but by God's. We must convey this message to the people of the world.
A world dictated by God's values? Is that what God's order means?
Yes, precisely. It is so that people will love others as they are loved. And on the opposite end of the spectrum, hurtful or deceitful actions must be punished.
Maybe it really is possible. Maybe we really can create a utopia. A world free of sin and crime. Whatever the case, we were all exhausted from the battle and settled down for a good night's rest. The next day, Amane filled us in on what had been happening. It looks like the lockdown has been completely lifted, and people are beginning the process of vacating the lockdown area and returning to their homes. However, there is a problem. In this new world where crime is forbidden and angels monitor your every move, demons are prohibited. They are a power that is no longer needed, a power that could only harm others. So all demon tamers, aside from us and a few members of the Shomenkai, are required to hand over our comps. But it seems like there are some holdouts, demon tamers who refuse to give up their comps and their demons. As such, my job as Messiah will be thus: to help purge the lockdown of its remaining comps and the demons within. It isn't going to be easy, but doing so will bring us one step closer to a truly peaceful world. We decided to patrol around the city, seeing how the evacuation was going. And honestly, it was going better than I could have imagined. The people seemed to have been moved by the angel's words and were showing far more compassion to one another than I had seen in this entire week. However, as we marched around the lockdown area, we suddenly came across a rather strange phenomena. A man who apparently stole some lady's wallet had a weird heart-shaped mark hanging above his head. Honestly, it kind of reminded me of the death clock. What on earth could that be? We tried to get the man to return what he stole, but he wasn't having any of it. Seemingly pissed off, he marched up towards me, but before he got even close,
Sinner who stands before God's chosen, you must be judged.
What? An angel?
My Lord Messiah, why do you hesitate? Do you not see the brand of death upon this sinner's soul? As God's chosen one, you must provide the punishment necessary to one such as he.
What? Who's getting punished?
Pitiful wretch, your brand has marked you as irredeemable. I shall judge you now so that the Messiah need not sully his hands. There is no need to fear, mortal. You have not sinned. Take your belongings and leave this place at once.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much.
The punishment is death? Just stealing a wallet will get you killed?
His soul is as black as the night. This punishment is not solely for that theft, but rather a purification of his dark and twisted nature. The brand of death appears on one such as he, ones beyond redemption.
And you want me to deal with the mark?
As God's Messiah, you and those who follow you must provide the appropriate punishment to those whose souls have been tainted by the brand of death.
A judgment of death? Whatever they've done, isn't that just plain tyranny?
You speak foolishly, young one. God is a perfect being and therefore cannot be tyrannical. These souls are simply irredeemable and cannot exist in God's perfect world.
It's like how patients with contagious diseases are quarantined. If they run free, the disease can spread, so they can't be with healthy people.
Sure, but execution is a pretty far cry from quarantine.
True, but a diseased man isn't to blame for his condition. These people are. It's what they deserve for all the wrong they've done throughout their lives.
Yes, wise words, son of man. Now you see there is no other option available to such sinners.
But wait, no, people can change. Death shouldn't be the only solution, should it?
That's right. Shouldn't you give them a chance to start over?
To attempt to change one's wicked heart would be folly in our eyes.
Well, I think it can be done.
Very well. As you are the voice of God, the chosen Messiah, we shall obey.
But you don't wait, what? Really?
Your wish is the wish of God himself. Therefore, we shall allow you the chance to save these wretched souls.
Thank you so much! That's a huge relief.
However, should your words fail to remove the mark of death, we will perform the punishment in your place. The blighted souls cannot be left for too long, lest they contaminate the rest of humanity.
Well, I guess we've got our main goal ahead of us now. We need to convince those who continue to sin to repent and reflect on their actions. If not, they'll be removed. Still, at the end of the day, we are creating a whole new world here. We aren't trying to make a world that punishes sinners. We're making one that is completely free of sin. So for now, we just need to focus on getting as many people with the brand of death as we can to repent their ways. And so much of our day was spent dealing with a variety of different people with the brand. First, we had to stop a breakout being orchestrated by Honda, of all people. For some reason, he was dead set on getting a comp out of the lockdown. I don't get it. If he just hands it over, he can leave. Why is he trying to go against the word of God? Whatever the reason, we were able to assist the Angels and SDF and put a stop to his breakout attempt. But before we were able to break his comp, something surprising happened. Much like Keisuke and Kaido before, a powerful demon had appeared before Honda, this one calling itself Susanoo. With the demon's power, Honda was able to flee back into the lockdown and away from us. It's odd. I'm the Overlord, so demons should obey me unconditionally, right? We need to watch our step out here. There could be some sort of demon with a power level similar to that of a bell, pulling some sort of strings here. Well, for now, we planned on dealing with Honda if we found him again and continued our mission to save as many people as we could. And surprisingly, it mostly went pretty well. We met several thugs and crooks who still clung to their comps for various different reasons, but through reasoning, and maybe just a bit of force where needed, we were able to convince the thugs to repent their ways, to truly become good people. And thanks to that, they were able to cleanse themselves of the mark of death. It looks like our words really can make a difference, can't they? However, it wasn't all perfect. And we learned the hard way that some people can't be redeemed. We came across a cop threatening a poor woman's life, making all kinds of crazy accusations. We tried to reason with him, tried to show him the path to redemption, but he just wouldn't listen. So, seeing no other option, and not wanting to just leave this up to the angels, I took matters into my own hands.
Then I'll give him something to see. It'll be awesome. A public execution!
You moron! Stop!
A demon? What the hell? Stop! I thought the demons were all gone!
Through my hands, with my own power, I have taken another man's life. A heavy decision that will weigh on my soul until the day I die. And yet, I don't regret what I did. Having saved a number of the branded and traversed most of the lockdown at this point, we were drawn to a rumor. A man gathering individuals at a nearby shrine. Sure enough, it turned out to be Honda, along with Susanoo, still trying to escape while keeping his calm. Well, for his own good and the good of everyone else, it's our duty to destroy his comp and Susanoo. It was a bit of a drawn-out fight. Susanoo was clearly a very powerful demon, but even he was no match for the power of the Lord of Bell. With the demon gone, we turned to Honda to question him on why he was doing all this.
Why? I just wanted to go back to my son.
But you didn't need a comp to do that.
I was given a mission to bring back a comp. My son's medical bills were sky high. If I didn't do this, I could never pay them. And it's impossible now. Even with Susanoo's power, I couldn't beat you. There's nothing left for me. Nothing whatsoever.
Hey, Honda!
He's gone. I feel kinda sorry for him. I sympathize with his poor fortune, but we can make no exceptions for any tamer. This is how it should have been. Using demons to attain one's happiness is wrong.
So, you are the one who would trample upon a man's wish to be reunited with the sun. Truly an honorable messiah you are. Behold, peons, it is I, the great Okuninushi, creator of these here isles.
It was you, wasn't it? You gave those tamers power and Susanoo to Honda. Why would you do all that? What are you trying to do?
You may be powerful, King of Bell, but I cannot yet hand over these lands to one such as you. You do not have what it takes to unite these lands.
What? No, I've been chosen by God to unite these lands.
Indeed. He is the only one recognized by God as the Messiah. I'm positive that he'll prove to be an excellent leader. You, however, have abdicated this nation once. Why do you show yourself now?
I abdicated because I deemed humanity worthy of leading itself. Now that you are taking the reins, I cannot sit idly back. Not while you have failed to fulfill the abdication ritual.
We never needed your permission in the first place. We'll take it back by force if we need to, demon.
We would prefer not to take such extreme measures. If you agree to our proposal and perform the abdication ritual, we will gladly accept.
Oh, so you think you can prove yourself worthy, do you?
What exactly do I need to do?
Very well. You are the Messiah, correct? One who will unite the Earth and its people. Then I need to see firsthand this salvation you claim to possess. I ask that you save the one who suffers at the hand of your very God, the one eternally punished to relive his mistakes again and again, over and over.
Wait, do you mean Naoya?
Should you free him from his curse, I shall recognize you as the Messiah and leave these lands. However, if you fail, then I shall return to reclaim this nation and rebuild it anew. You have until this evening.
Great. Another ultimatum hanging over our heads, just when I was getting used to no more death clocks. But what a thing to request. He wants us to save Naoya, or Kane, I guess you should call him. I hadn't really thought much about Naoya since we fought him. I mean, so much had come up, it had kind of slipped my mind, but save him? I'm not even sure he wants to be saved. He's always been at the heart of everything, hasn't he? On the one hand, it's hard not to blame him for creating the comps and getting us wrapped up in this whole mess. But on the other hand, if it wasn't for his intervention, then we surely wouldn't have survived as long as we had. It's hard to imagine what sort of life, or lives, I guess, he's lived. Millennia of being reminded again and again of the sin he committed so many years before. Can we really save someone like him? We decided to first ask around about Cain and Abel and what really transpired in that story. We met with both Azuma as well as Honda, who gave us explanations about the story. I won't bore you with the full story, but here's a quick summarization. Cain was a farmer. Abel was a shepherd. One day, God asked the both of them for an offering. Cain, being a farmer, gave some of his crops, while Abel, being a shepherd, gave his firstborn calf. God was seemingly much more pleased with the calf, which drove Cain to jealousy, ultimately resulting in Abel's murder. Cain was then punished for eternity, however, not so much just for the murder, but more so because he lied to God and refused to repent for his actions. It's an ancient tale, but it gives us a good mindset for how Naoya would react talking with him. So, with Okuninushi's deadline fast approaching, we headed off to meet with Cain.
Hello, Naoya.
You never learn, do you? I don't recall you having time to waste.
Hey, Naoya. You already know how you can end Cain's punishment, don't you?
So what if I do?
I knew it. So why don't you just go ahead and do it? I mean, it must be terrible to be reborn with all your past memories.
Nonsense. I welcome the eternity I've been given. I have as many lives as I need to gain infinite knowledge and eventually kill God.
Your second victim, huh?
Bold talk. Is that a veiled jab at my murder of you? True, I killed Abel with my own hands. However, it was God who made me do it. He knew everything and still loved you while spurning me. He should have been fair. It was God who sparked my urge to kill. I have every right to get revenge on him.
But before you committed your sin, King, God told you to hold yourself back.
He set me up for what happened, and he wanted me to hold myself back? Then why deliberately stoke my desire to kill? A fool would know I couldn't offer a lamb, and he's holding me responsible?
Cain did still kill.
Quite so. God's actions inflamed me to kill. Do you still say God is blameless? You and I, we're both innocent victims of God's trickery. Looking at you puts me in mind of Job, who continued to praise God in his suffering. God did not hesitate to sacrifice the two of us in order to teach others. God's arrogance led to your death. Your resulting grudge cast you into the demon world. And now, after your rebirth as a Bell, after God's ordeal, you're still being tested. After all this, would you still claim to love God?
Isn't it obvious?
You fool. You really are the same as Job, with your blind faith in God. Then why did you fall to the demon world and become a Bell? Why are you now the Overlord? It proves you were consumed with wrath over your death. Your hatred still burns. Ah, but I see. It wasn't God you came to hate. It was me.
What? No! Naoya, he...
Fine, fine. There's no use bluffing. I killed Abel once, and I also instigated the lockdown you were forced into. If I hadn't developed the comp and given it to you, you'd have all been safe. Now tell me true, Abel. You hate me, don't you?
Look, I know yesterday I was upset, and I did say that. There's certainly a lot of things that I do hate about you now, yeah. But at the end of the day, you're still my family.
That's right. You don't understand anything about him. Whatever happened before he was born, you're part of his family. Why won't you understand? He doesn't hate you. You just keep insisting it.
Your true thoughts are shining through. Yes, I'm the one who set all this up. Why don't you just admit it already? I manipulated you. Used you as pawns. No need to feel bad about it. It's natural you'd hate me, as that was my intention. What you want is none of my concern. I'll use any tool at hand to get my revenge.
You know, you never were a great liar.
What? What are you saying?
That's right. You made sure to leave it to him whether to become Overlord or not. If you really wanted, you could have ignored our feelings and done whatever. You were thinking of what's best for him. The proof is that you let him make his own choice about which path to take.
Oh, yeah.
Say what you will. What a credulous pack of morons you are. That's why you're being used by God as his Messiah. I haven't the time for you. Leave me.
Wait! Naoya! He's gone.
Well, whatever Naoya's true feelings are, we've reached the end of our deadline. We headed to meet with Okuninushi and see... what he planned on doing.
So, you failed to free the sinner from his plight. Not that I had high expectations. Well, anyways, henceforth I shall be taking back this land.
What exactly do you plan on doing?
Why, I shall eradicate everyone and begin anew, of course.
What? You're going to kill the people of Tokyo?
Yeah, check this shit out.
Whoa! Cherry blossoms? But it's summer!
Yes. Such a feat is mere child's play for one such as myself.
Yeah, well, I'm still not gonna let you get away with this.
Ha! You pathetic mortals think to best me? Well, you're welcome to try.
And so our fight began. The demon Okuninushi. How powerful was he, truly? I mean, he was a demon capable of ignoring the Lord of Bell. Surely he'll be a foe more formidable than any, and he's dead. Well, that was easy. So much for all that bluster and...
Foolish cretins! You thought I would go down so easily? Reviving me is a simple matter for my mother.
Oh, damn, darn it. Well, whatever. I would have been disappointed if the last fight was that easy. Once again, the four of us battled our way to Okuninushi, defeating his lackeys and once again engaging him in combat. And once again, after some struggle, Okuninushi was once and for all truly defeated. Oh, come on!
Oh, didn't I say you would never win? You shall perish here at my hands, and Japan shall be reborn.
Yeah, drat. I hate to say it, but we're starting to get run thin here. No matter what we do, he keeps coming back. We can't keep this going forever. How the heck are we supposed to beat something that can't die?
What a pitiful display. Will you get a grip on yourselves? It's unseemly.
Kane!
I knew you wouldn't let us down.
Stop yelling. Okuninushi resurrects through his mother Sashikuni Wakahime's power.
The one goes for eternity. What brings you here?
I have nothing to say to you, other than to ask that you hurry and die.
And what exactly can one lone sinner do against one such as I?
Do I look alone to you? Your eyes must have weakened during your long slumber. Look at those assembled here. It's he who will slay you. I am Cain, and I have come to give aid to my brother Abel.
Wait, you done? I can no longer feel my mother's warmth. Did you create some sort of barrier between us?
How does that sound? Are you a little more motivated now?
Fools! I shall strike you down here and now!
Oh, praise the Lord. It looks like Naoya had severed Okuninushi's connection with his mother, preventing any further resurrections. However, Okuninushi himself was now driven into a corner, making him far more dangerous than he ever was before. We would have to tread carefully to defeat him. Still, slowly but surely, we made it through his servants one by one, and together, with the help of Naoya, we were able to finally defeat the mighty Okuninushi.
Think you could best one such as myself? You who is cursed with eternity, why would you lend your aid to one such as him?
Why indeed? I don't know either. Before I knew it, I was here. I'm not trying to deceive you. But he is my brother. I won't allow anyone to hurt him.
I suppose the Messiah was successful in my conditions after all, at least partially. Perhaps you truly are worthy to lead this nation. Very well, consider this victory yours, Messiah. I shall take my leave.
And so, at last, we had truly won. With Okuninushi gone, the number of demons who dissipate the Overlord dropped drastically. More and more tamers began to see the light, and before long, each and every comp that had been inside the lockdown was rounded up. Even all my friends had to give up all their comps eventually. Now he disappeared as per usual. I can tell he still hasn't managed to free himself from his curse completely. However, I believe he's starting to change. And I know that one day, he'll truly be free. As for me, well, I'm the Messiah. We saved Japan, but I'm afraid that's not all there is to it. There are many lands out there, and potentially many more gods, just like Okuninushi, waiting to protect their own lands, and I'll need to convince them all. Honestly, it looks like my job is just beginning. It'll be a long and lonely road ahead of me, but I think it's one I can be proud of. Because, perhaps, this truly was the best ending I could have hoped for. Right? The fall of Babel, I have become the Overlord. You could argue I'm not even human anymore. I did this because I had to. The angels are too stuck in their ways. The government is powerless to act. The people struggle to save themselves, never thinking of the big picture. The only one who can save everyone is me. As the Overlord, I'll save humanity from its own indecisiveness and make those angels pay for all the shit they put us through. Although, not everyone saw it that way.
Sorry, I can't go with you.
Huh? Yoo-hoo, what are you saying?
We can't do this. All this talk about killing God and crushing the SDF people?
But we don't have a choice. If we don't, they're going to kill us anyway.
I'm sorry. Thanks for everything. Goodbye.
Yuzu, hey! Damn it. What's she gonna do on her own?
I'm sorry. I can't go along with this either.
What?
But I don't regret my decision. I'm sure one day they'll see that I made the right choice, I think. In any event, our task was done. All that was left was to meet with the government. Earlier, we had made a deal with them to lift the lockdown, provided we removed the demon threat from inside it. We had done just that, so now it was time to make sure the government held up its end of the bargain.
It's you. So, you really did it.
We fulfilled our end of the deal.
I'm aware of that. We've already confirmed that most of the demons have left Tokyo. Steps have begun to lift the lockdown, but even at the earliest, it'll take all day. Sorry, but you'll have to wait until tomorrow for it to be lifted.
Just get it done as quickly as possible.
We are. We'll make an announcement that the lockdown will end tomorrow. We want to give peace of mind to all the civilians within the lockdown zone.
Oh, what a pain in the ass. Man, why can't we just let them all go?
Wait, we can't let that happen. There will be a commotion once we lift the lockdown. Arrangements must be made.
Huh. Laying the groundwork to lie to the people again? Politicians. They're all scum.
Maybe. But all I can tell you is that they're doing what they feel is best for the country.
It doesn't matter.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
If the lockdown isn't lifted, civilians will be caught in our battle with the angels.
If you'll excuse me.
Our battle with the angels?
Did you think this would end here? Remember our true goal. Becoming Overlord and leading the demons has saved most of humanity. And now, the angels will still seek to destroy us for what we've done.
So our battle for independence begins here, huh? But at least we've saved the people trapped in the lockdown. Yoo-hoo can go home.
You... who? Oh, the dumb chick. You know, she's right over there.
Oh, you're right. Go on. I'm sure she won't approach you herself.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, so, congrats, I guess. So, you're the Overlord now?
Yeah.
I thought so.
I saw all the demons gathering around the hills. So now what do? If you're listening to Naoya, I guess you're gonna fight God? Does that mean you'll never have a normal life again? Even if you did it to save everyone, it's just so stupid.
I guess I'm pretty stupid then.
You really are. Look, you saved us all. I really appreciate it. That's all I have to say now.
Never mind. The lockdown will end tomorrow. You'll finally be able to go home.
I see. Thank goodness. Okay then. You must be tired. You should rest. I'll see you later.
Whatever. It was late, and our group settled in for a night's rest. At the very least, morale was high amongst the people here. Mari and Kaido seemed to be getting along, Atsuro was a bit less worried than usual, and good old Black Frost. You can count on him to be jovial as ever. Well, there was one person still acting as enigmatic as ever. Now he managed to bring everyone back to reality by briefing us on what would transpire tomorrow. The start of our war with the Angels. The next day, our group was awoken suddenly by something truly unexpected.
Heed my words, mankind. I am the great angel Metatron. God, through his infinite wisdom, set up this barricade in order to teach you a lesson. To show you the sin that is relying on the power of cursed demons. However, one amongst you has defied God's generosity, and instead fully embraced the demon's wicked ways. One known as the Overlord. If you wish for this lockdown to lift, you must correct your own mistakes. Capture the one known as the Overlord and bring him unto us. Do this and we shall free you from the lockdown. So saith the Lord.
So this is the Angels' game plan, huh? Turning the people in the lockdown against us. And, unfortunately, it was a very effective one. It wasn't long before a group of demon tamers recognized us and tried to capture us. They didn't look very strong, but we weren't looking for a conflict at this point. So for now, we decided to give them the slip and find a place to hide.
Whew, we finally lost them. This is nuts. Even the demon tamers are attacking us.
Why'd we run? Off a couple of them and the rest will stay away. Angels, demons, humans, whoever wants a fight, we ought to just kill them.
That's one option, but it isn't our decision to make. We must follow the king.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So, what's it gonna be, boss?
Can we avoid fighting people?
Well, we can convince people we aren't the enemy while turning them against the Angels. However, we can't avoid fighting those who are following the Angels' orders. In those cases, we should refrain from attacking and attempt to persuade them. What should humans think of the Angels who order them to risk their lives without help?
They'd resent them.
You see, as long as the Angels are in the human world, they cannot use their full power. And without humans as their foot soldiers, the tables will be turned.
What a pain. He's the Overlord, yeah? I still think we should kill a couple so everybody gets it.
Again, that is one method. Conquering humans will make them see the Overlord's power.
I can see that both methods have their pros and cons. If we try to get people to see our side, we can't hurt them, even if they attack us. But if we resort to force, we'll be facing both humans and angels.
Now then, let us turn to the Overlord. To kill or not to kill? That is the question.
It certainly would be easier, wouldn't it? To just kill them all. I mean, they're the idiots who are just looking for an easy way out, who believe everything those damn angels tell them. And it's not like we'd kill them indiscriminately, just those who try to stop us. It'd be their own fault. Why should I mourn a fool who can't think for himself? I mean, a few days ago, I might have shuddered at the idea of taking a life, but now, I'm not even human. What do a few measly lives mean to someone like...
Look, you saved us all. I really appreciate it. That's all I have to say now.
What the fuck am I even thinking? I did all this to save everyone from the lockdown. I wanted to help all the people who've been forced into this terrible situation. To avenge all the people who died because of the Angels' obstinance. I'm not a monster. There's no way I would ever do that. They're just scared and unsure of what to do. We can be the ones to show them the truth, to give them a chance to see how things really are, who the true villains are in all this. So, I refuse to kill anyone, even if they try to stop me.
Very well. I will abide by your decision.
This stuff sounds more like you're a savior than an overlord.
I'm down with it. He became the Overlord so he could help people.
Sounds good to me. I'll gladly follow you.
A grueling day awaited us. We were forced to spend much of the day with our heads down, trying not to draw attention. Occasionally, we would run into angels, which were easy enough to pick off, but sometimes we'd be forced to fight with tamers as well. But, true to my word, we were able to simply destroy their comps and drive them off without having to resort to anything drastic. Eventually, we were confronted by a particular group of people I wasn't expecting, the Shomonkai. It seems like even they had sided with the angels and were ready to try and take us down. I thought maybe because they had served under Belbereth they wouldn't have joined the angels, but I guess even they will think about saving their own lives in a crisis. Maybe this whole trying to convince people of the angels' wrongdoing isn't really going to work out after all. Well, no matter. We'll just have to deal with them like we have all the other—
Wait, what are you doing? Huh? She's...
Oh, Lady Amane.
Why do you turn your pain on them? They are not the enemy.
Lady Amane? What are you saying?
My father tried to free mankind from God's grasp with His Majesty's power. Our wish was to grant him the power to strike God down. But consider this. Is that not essentially mankind striking God down?
But you're saying that it doesn't matter who strikes God down? His Majesty could defeat God! These are children!
Yo, guy who literally kicked Belbereth's ass not 24 hours ago, standing right here.
That's...
Exactly. They defeated His Majesty, but that power lives on within this one. We must do what we can to help him strike God down using the power of the bells.
Huh. I guess I spoke too soon. Seems like the Shomonkai had actually split. But at the very least, Amane and some of her followers seem to believe in us. Maybe we really can convince the people. For now, we made it our goal to help out Amane and defeat the remaining Shomonkai defectors. After we finished wiping the floor with them, Amane filled us in on what exactly had happened. Essentially, after her father passed when he was eaten by Belbereth, the Shomonkai were now split, half seeking to follow the angels and defeat the Overlord, and the other half following Amane with the goal the Shomonkai had always fought for, to stop God's ordeal and free mankind from him. As such, that made our and Amane's goals very much aligned, and she pledged her services to us, which I was all too happy to accept. With some of the Shomonkai now working with us, we actually had a pretty sizable chunk of people now spreading information on what we were doing, telling the civilians of our deeds, what our true goal was. More and more people were starting to see the truth that the angels had been hiding, that they were the true villains of all this. However, I guess the angels weren't blind to this shift in tone either, so perhaps that's why, before long, we were met with another verdict from the heavens, from Metatron. It was a simple declaration, not very long. Metatron proclaimed to the entire lockdown that if I, the Overlord, did not turn myself in, mankind in its entirety would be destroyed. A simple threat, but one that couldn't have been more effective. It wasn't long before a swarm of people, terrified by the new edict, gathered around us.
Hey, we're surrounded! What are we gonna do?
Please! This is the last chance to save us! You're the only one who can help us! Just give yourself up!
Hold on! He doesn't have to die!
Huh? You?
What? Who are you? Shut up, little girl!
Listen to me, everyone. I'll tell you the truth.
The truth?
Yes. The angels said the lockdown was supposed to end yesterday, but they never said they'd save us. The truth is, they were going to end the lockdown by killing everyone inside.
No, that can't be. The lockdown itself was carried out by the SDF, right? Then the government was gonna kill us too? That can't be true. You're one of them, aren't you? You're trying to trick us.
No, I'm not lying. Listen, I have someone here who can prove it.
Please listen, everyone. I am Captain Misaki Izuna of the Government Special Unit.
Izuna, why are you...
The special unit? Wait, I've seen you before.
Many of you may recognize me. I was in command of the lockdown zone. The government has yet to explain anything to the people. They are keeping silent. This state of affairs is unacceptable. I declare my support of this young man. I am not acting as an agent of the government, but as my own person.
What should we do? I mean, I guess we can hear what she has to say.
Thank you. I was sent into the lockdown as part of a military operation. We had 1 week to deal with the situation, either by killing or stopping the demons. The government decided that a special step must be taken in case we ran out of time. They chose to use a special weapon that would kill all the demons. And all the humans.
What? That can't be!
The government was going to kill us along with the demons?
Yes. That was all part of the orders I received. No, let me rephrase that. It was conditions the angels forced on the government.
The angels? Even our government? They really abandoned us?
The demons massively overpowered us. I was prepared to die during the operation. But this young man reversed the situation, becoming the Overlord and saving us. My squad reported that our operation was complete, and that the lockdown should end.
But... then why hasn't it been lifted yet?
I assume our government tried, but the barricades are still present. This is because the angels prevented us from doing so. We kept our promise and did not use our special weapon. That's why we're still alive. However, the angels are pressuring us into continuing the lockdown.
What? Are you serious? Then what? Damn. So we really owe our lives to this Overlord kid.
Yes. That's why I'm here. To clear their names.
Hey, now that you mention it, when we attacked them before, they never fought back. If they're that strong, they could have killed us in an instant. You're right. The angels tried to kill us for using forbidden power or something. And then these guys showed up and rescued us from the angels. He might be the Overlord, but he's not using the demons for personal gain.
It seems they understand now. Father, we did it. This is all thanks to you and your belief in humanity. And to you too, Yuzu, for believing in him.
It's really happening, isn't it? The Shomonkai, the Demon Tamers, even the SDF. The entirety of humanity inside this lockdown is banding together to overcome the angels. Ironically, I guess you could say in a way, God really has united us all. Yuzu, Midori, and Izuna all joined the fight alongside us. With all of humanity behind us, there's only one obstacle left on our way. The angels. Not being able to abuse the people's fear any longer, they'll be left with no option but to face us. Perhaps even Metatron himself will deign to stop me. It's sure to be our toughest adversary yet. But you know what? I'm not worried. I've got my friends by my side, and the combined might of humanity behind me. I may be the Overlord, I may have forsaken my humanity to do this, but at this very moment, I've never felt more human. Our party prepared, our goal set, a group of us geared up and got ready to face the angels. The Holy Army was innumerable. To make matters worse, the lake they situated themselves on seemed to negatively affect our demons, while aiding the angels. And that's not even mentioning Metatron himself. Even from a distance, it was easy to tell. His power was immense. But what does any of that matter? I'm the Overlord, ain't I?
Former human who called himself Overlord, Adam Bell. God has granted you multiple chances to amend your ways. Yours is a soul beyond salvation. As God's voice, I shall crush you here and now and rid your taint from this defiled world.
I feel bad for you, angels. You lived your entire existence believing God is infallible. God is the perfect being. God's word is truth. It's like mind control. Do you guys even have a will of your own?
You insolent speck, how dare you speak of the Lord in such a way? A tainted sinner such as yourself could never understand the majesty of God.
Yeah, that's the exact answer I would have expected from you, Medi. Tell you what, when I'm done wiping the floor with you, I'll just head on up to heaven myself and give God a piece of my mind for you. Sound good?
You heathen scum, I shall end your life here and now. You truly are formidable, Overlord, but I won't let you win here. Raphael, Nuri, Gabriel, Michael, I call upon thee.
Oh, poor, simple, foolish Metatron. Did you really think I'd just let you do that?
You can fully summon demons at will without a machine? Have your Overlord powers fully awakened?
I don't know. Why don't you ask these clowns?
It has been a hot minute since I've seen the light of day. Gotta say, it feels refreshing kicking the asses of angels again. I come at your beck and call, Lord Bell. I shall crush all who oppose the King of Bells. With your powers fully awakened, I can no longer hold you off alone. Know this, able son of Adam. I shall lead the armies of heaven and destroy you and all your demon filth.
We did it. We actually did it. The angels, the human world, it's safe. Throughout the land, people cheered out in support of the victory of the Overlord.
You're incredible. You actually did it.
I think you mean we did it.
Yeah, good job. Now we can finally...
It's not over. The true battle has only begun.
Uh-huh, but we just...
We've forced the angels out of the human world, but this is only the first battle to win. Metatron has returned to the heavens to prepare. His next attack will be in full force. The Overlord must now descend upon the demon world to raise an army and assault heaven.
It'll be a cinch, really.
The demon world? He has to go there?
He will be gone for a while. Say your farewells now.
No. I'm going with him then.
Impossible. Humans can't exist in the demon realm. Not even me. Understand, this is something that only the Overlord can do. And it is his fate.
You mean he has to go by himself?
Don't worry, I'll be fine. Plus, I'll have Black Frost with me.
Don't worry. The comp acts as a gate between this world and the demons. I will be your mastermind. I swear my life upon it. That is why I built the server and created these altered comps.
What? No way! That's the secret behind the comps?
I'll come back one day. Don't worry.
Stupid. O King, my father founded the Shomonkai to grant humans independence from God. He attempted to do so using Belberith, but that only replaced God with a demon. But with your power of the Overlord, humans were able to free themselves from God. You have done so much. I thank you on my father's behalf. Thank you very much. I wish you luck.
I'll wait for you. So you'd better...
I guess I'll see you on the other side. And just like that, it was over. Well, not for me. I mean, I've got an army to raise and a war to fight. Thankfully, Black Frost makes a pretty handy demonic general, so, it's going pretty good on that front. But no matter what happens on that side, the human world will forever be free of both angels and demons. That's all I ever wanted. It's funny, Looking back, I could have driven the demons away, taken control of them, I could have run away, I could have joined God, and yet, somehow, fate led me here. Was this really the best choice in the end? You know what? Who cares? Right or wrong, better or worse, all that really matters is right here, right now. I don't regret any of the decisions I made. I've got a goal ahead of me and friends behind me waiting to see me again. So, to anyone out there who sat here and listened to my long story, I just want to say, thanks for listening.
Huh? なんだこれ。どうすりゃいいんだ。なんだこれ。どうすりゃいいんだ。